Hi, my name is Larissa Perfeito. I am professor and producer, and let's talk about what does a cinematography director do. And please subscribe and like this video. You helped me, please. And let's start this class with an important definition. Cinematography director is responsible for the technical aspects of image capture. So when we are talking about movies production, it's quite important thinking when we are recording. So who is is responsible for saying, oh, this camera is recording. It's not off. It's working. It's turned it off. So it's the cinematography director responsible. Okay, his responsibility, I mean. And it's not only of that, all the technical aspects. So, for example, is blurred background or it's not blurred? I think it's not so much because I am not too far from the wall. But what happens if I go forward to this camera? Let's test it right now. Let's see it. I am too close to the camera, so it's blurred, right? It's very blurred. It was blurred because before we start recording this class, we made the focus. And here I'm gonna give you 4 points of examples of leadership of a cinematography director. And the first of all is focus. So you may ask me right now, okay, but if you are acting and you need to go forward, okay, I'm here, sitting here, it's gonna be focused, but if I go forward, is it gonna be blurred? So what does cinematography director does? He plans that. He plans that in this point you have the focus ring in a position. If I need to go forward, or they cut it and they make the focus again, or they plan focusing that during the scene in an automatic way. And sometimes in a bigger production, there's a person responsible just about the focus. And this person has the cinematography director as a leader. Okay, so this is the first point. And I'm gonna give you more examples. For example, the scene I Know What You Are, the twilight. In this scene is interesting because they have a blurred background and the camera moves a lot and they talk, and sometimes they are looking to each other and sometimes they are not. And for example, in this shot, he is blurred and she is not. And she is talking, but there's a moment he is gonna talk. And in this moment, he is not blurred anymore. But take a look at the background. The background is very blurred. So the camera moves, the actors moves, and they are talking, and I need focus. So I need a cinematography direction to see how I'm gonna to see all these points of focus. Okay, this a plan, and this is a very nice and very important scene in Twilight. And here we have the second point at the type of lens. The type of lens is also something that cinematography director works. And here another example, old movie, The Blue Lagoon. So take a look in this shot is an open shot, and I may see some trees and the boat, the sea, the sand, the sky. But we have another shot like this. It's a close shot and we may see her face. So it's different situation and it's different lens too. So this is a good example of lens, because when the cinematography director wants a wide shot, he needs a lens like a wide shot, like 30 millimeters. And when he wants a close, he needs, for example, up to 100 millimeters. There are these specifically planned for having different scenes because the movies need that. They need the wide shot, they need the close shots, so they need different types of lens. And so we think about the shots. The shots is quite important. This is very, very important because when we open and when we close shots, we guide who is watching us. So, for example, if we start a scene with a close-up in a character, you don't know where this character is. You don't know what he or she is doing. You don't know where or with clothes, if it's naked, if it's not. You don't know anything. And if you, the director, planned beginning just with a close shot, you don't know anything. And if he open it later and oh, now I see who he is, what he's doing, you get it later. And so in a movie, we do it all the time. We close, we open, we close, we open. When you have the close shot, you have expression, you have emotion. And when you open it, you have the context. You know where and what he or she is doing. And here an example, here we have cycle. So many shots. So wondering about the focus, wondering about the type of lens, and wondering about the shots and the moments we are going to have the close one and the open ones is the cinematography direction. And last point to give you as example is the camera movement. And camera movement is also very important to tell a story. Look, when we talk about cinematography direction, we talk more about technical points, as you read with me in the definition. But this position also works a lot with meaning. When we make a movie, we work with meaning, and this is amazing. This is very good for working. It's a motivation. Do you see it when someone works with that? It's self-motivated. I think you understand what I am saying. It's self-motivated because I know I have this power. So, for example, if someone is walking, and if I have a camera movement, a camera walk with them, or if I put this person working in an open shot, two possibilities, and maybe both of them are good. So, as director, as cinematography director, or even as a cameraman, you have this power. And this is really, really nice because we work with creation. And an example very important we have here is Steven Spielberg with the movie E.T. This first scene is an opening. And it's amazing because there's no voiceover, there's no one talking, and even the song, there's no singer, and we understand everything that is happening, and we understand that is a knave in the middle of a forest, and so we see it's dark, but we see a little E.T. and he is discovering, oh, I am. There's an earth. He's understanding that new space, and the camera moves all the time. The camera moves. We see through the trees. There's a knave. The camera moves again. We see a little ET, and the camera moves again. We see the humans, and so it starts to be a little bit tense. And when the ET starts running, the camera runs too. It's amazing, amazing scene. And for finalizing this class, I have here a notation. Bigger production, bigger team. And this is very common when we talk about art direction, when we talk about producer, when we talk about casting director, when we talk about cinematography director. Each production has a different purpose, and this different purpose, we have a different team. Maybe I have a team of 10 people, or maybe I have 2 people, or even I have the cameraman that it's also the cinematography director, because it's a short movie and it's low budget. Okay, so bigger production, bigger team, and each situation is a different situation. Okay, so please, if you enjoyed this class, if you learned, I invite you to take my course From Script to Video, How to Turn a Story into a Movie. And I see you in the next class.